my birthday present. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. I love my 2026 Cadillac Escalade EV. I love it. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy.
2026 Cadillac Escalade IQ. My wife had to have this car. We went to get this in 2023 when the LYRIQ came out, and I somehow convinced her to get the smaller, cheaper car and not get the big monster truck.
It's a miracle!
Cadillac has the valet service where they'll come to your house, pick your car up, leave you a loaner car, and then come drop your car back off to take the loaner car. But my daughter was going to college and I couldn't take the loaner car across state lines. She goes to Michigan State. So I had to go pick my car up to get her back to school because something happened with her car on the very day when she was supposed to drive out. I'm glad it happened here, not on the road. We took the LYRIQ to get service. Well, actually, we went to pick the LYRIQ up, and she went to the showroom while I was doing the paperwork and stuff. It's under warranty, so I didn't have to pay anything. I just had to switch the keys out from the loaner to my car. And lo and behold, some salesperson got a hold of her, gave her the payment terms and all the good stuff, ran the credit. All of 10 minutes happened and she was off to the races then. First impressions. This car is huge. I feel like it's like 2 times larger than the LYRIQ. It is a very large car. It's very comfortable, sits up really high. It's on the same platform as the new Hummer EV. What I also noticed from it being so large is that it's very fast, it's nimble. Like just making a U-turn in the neighborhood, it can make the same U-turn that the LYRIQ can make or any other smaller car. And the build quality is much nicer than the LYRIQ. It has the big screen across the front, across the dashboard. And it's of a better quality than the LYRIQ is, but you would think that anyway because it costs like $50,000 more than the LYRIQ does. So those were the very first impressions. Also, it is very fast, and it's even faster if you click the V button on the steering wheel, and the car doesn't feel very big when you're going fast. Like, it's very nimble. But when it's time to park, then that's the only time you really notice how big it is.
Your secret weapon in your arsenal, your arsenal. And I know you had it rough growing up, but that's okay. That's okay. I like it rough. That's okay. Even when you let your feelings get in the way.
Hi, can I have a medium iced caramel coffee black and another medium iced caramel coffee with an espresso shot?
My very first impression, I didn't drive it home, she drove it home, so I didn't drive it till like a couple days later going to get some coffee, and I thought the mirrors were positioned wrong, so I go ahead and go and try to adjust the mirrors, but there is a huge blind spot on the passenger side. I think because of the weight class on this particular truck, it has to have a different side view mirror. I think it has to have that 2500 truck from the mirror from the larger trucks, the 2500s. In Ford Talk, the F-250, it has to have the larger mirrors, but there's a huge blind spot on this truck. Like, I'm not even comfortable switching lanes on my right side yet. But to compensate for that, the car has the side view cameras, the blind spot cameras. So if you hit the turn signal left or right, there's a camera that shows up that shows directly what's on the side of you from the left side or the right side. And it helps, but it takes a little while to get used to that camera. Like I'm just now, after 3 months, getting used to it. That's the first con. Second con is, oh, it's very expensive. Like they start at 130 and it go all the way up to like 190 with all the options. It's a very expensive car. I would have preferred, because we already had an EV, I would have preferred the gas version. This seems so much larger than the gas version. It's very expensive, and I said this before in the first impressions, but it's very large. Like it doesn't fit in my garage. I have a 3-car garage, and usually the first spot is the longer spot because there's nothing in the front. I don't have any storage up there, and it still just doesn't fit in my garage. You know, I paid too much money for this car really for it to sit out in the driveway at night, but that looks like where we are right now. Another con is the charge port location. If unfortunately you have to use the Tesla chargers, which that's like last ditch effort. I have to literally be like running out of charge to use one of those. You have to pull right in and get close with the charging port. With this one, the charge port is on the back. So the cable for my home, the 220 volts, it's not long enough to reach pulling in regular with the front end of front. It's not long enough, so I have to back in when I'm ready to charge this vehicle. And this is only a con for me. I make my whole income off of screens. I'm an app developer. I have apps in the Play Store and the Apple App Store, and I make my entire income. I paid for this truck with the games that I have on these small screens, but this vehicle has entirely too many screens. My God, I can only guess what the future will be. The whole interior of the car is gonna be screens. You have the primary screen, which is the gauge cluster, and that can be customized. You have the infotainment area of the screen in the middle. You have the passenger screen where it's an entertainment screen where they can watch YouTube, Hulu, Netflix, and you can't see it from your viewing angle, but they can see it, and they'll need headphones to listen to this stuff while you're listening to the regular, the radio in the car. There's another screen, which is the climate control. So it's everything in the middle. So it's where you adjust all your HVAC stuff, your air conditioning, your heating. It's just screens everywhere. And in the future, everything is gonna be like this. It's just too many screens. Another con for me would be the climate control. I feel like that should always be buttons and not a screen. And then the angle of it is almost directly down, so you have to look down, take your eyes off the road to see exactly what you're pressing, as opposed to it sitting in the center stack and you just press a button. You have to look down at the screen to turn the temperature up and down or to turn the fan speed up and down. I don't like that. Should have been buttons like on the LYRIQ. Another con is we need a low power mode, General Motors. We need a mode where this vehicle uses the least amount of energy to get you where you need to go. Whether that be a bump in 5 miles, 10 miles, that can make all the difference sometime. And I remember that's the one thing that my Tesla Model X had that my GM electric cars don't have, is low power mode. I would definitely add that. All right, let's go to the pros. The biggest pro for me, and I don't know the amount of cachet that this has, and it's based on the individual, but there's a little cachet, the baller status of driving this big boy. It still get the looks everywhere, and my wife is into that type of stuff. I'm more of a low-key guy. I like to slide in and slide out. Really don't like anyone noticing me. I'm a to the back type of guy, kind of quiet, introverted. But for her, she loves it. She loves this tiny lady loves to pull up in this big truck and then step out. All right, another pro. It's electric. no gas station stops. The only downside to that is the road trips and the amount of time it takes to charge. And that brings me to the next pro, and I'll put these in with each other. Range is 450 miles. No range anxiety with this boy. And I haven't depleted the battery enough yet. And I even think it has more than that. Like, I've seen it adjust on the dashboard to show, and I guess it adjusts based on your driving, but I've seen it go up to 460. I've seen it go up to 470. Then it'll start climbing down once I get on the expressway to go to the city. But the road trips on this, my daughter's in college and her college is 200 miles from the house. I generally can get to her on the LYRIQ charge, but I have to stop and recharge. It'll take a couple hours to recharge before I head back home. With this, I can get there and back with no charge, just charge it when I get back home. I love that. So in Chicago, I can get to St. Louis and back, and I can get to Detroit and back. So anything further than that, I don't know. That's driving on the road and finding charging stations. It gives you a bit of anxiety. Another pro, the interior is beautiful. The butter soft perforated leather seats are great and sturdy. I really like the lighter color on these seats. You know, our kids are older now. Back when we were younger, we always had black seats, and now it really doesn't matter because we only have a 14-year-old at home right now. Well, 15-year-old now. So we don't have to worry about that. I love the Super Cruise, same as with the LYRIQ. Like, it'll change lanes for you. It has the adjustable speed where it'll go up and down or slow down based on the cars that are in front of you. And you can set the amount of space you have between the vehicle in front of you. It's great. I had a Tesla Model X in 2020, and the full automated driving, I can't remember the Tesla name for it. It used to scare the crap out of me. And it still scares me, and I don't use it a lot. But the braking on this car and the LYRIQ is much more reasonable with the Super Cruise than the Tesla automated driving was. Like, that car used to see ghosts. So I'll be on the expressway, minding my business. You have to keep your hand on the steering wheel, and all of a sudden it'll just stop out of nowhere or hit the brakes hard, and I'd be worried about the car behind me. He rear-ended me, so I just hit the gas real fast to try to alleviate some of the pressure off the car behind me so it wouldn't scare them and cause like a multi-car build-up. But yeah, that car used to see ghosts all the time. Like, using the automated driving, it would just brake hard out of nowhere. I don't know if anyone else experienced that from their Tesla. Maybe it was my vehicle was faulty. And just like the LYRIQ has a place for her purse, what she'll call a handbag, again, it's a purse. Fits right on up in there, nice and smooth. The last pro is the third row seating. Although our kids are older now and out of the house, they all have cars. Really don't need the third row, but if we all, around the holiday time, like now during Christmas, we'll go downtown Chicago and go view the big tree. We'll ice skate. We'll get some hot cocoa, and in my case, some warm wine, some of that German wine. We'll do that, and we all can drive together instead of everyone taking a separate car. Like, the LYRIQ is a 5-seater. I love having those extra seats. Everyone can fit in the car, unless they don't want to drive with us then. But they all love it. They love listening to the Christmas music, singing the songs from their childhoods and even my childhoods. They know all the words, so we'll ride together. In conclusion, it's a really nice vehicle. I'm happy my wife got it, made her happy. She really wanted it. We needed the 7 seats in the car. Like, it works better for us when we all get together. We're that type of family. Little obnoxious when we're all together. Too many inside jokes. I guess most families are like that, but I love that part of it. But I will say, we could have saved ourselves, I don't know, $50,000, $60,000 by keeping the LYRIQ instead of this car. Like it's a smaller car. It's just as fast, just as nimble, just 2 less seats and smaller. So I would have preferred that, but this makes my wife happy, so I'm okay with it. So that's where we are today. The Cadillac Escalade IQ 2026. Like it, love it. Thanks for watching.
All right, bye-bye, Kiki.
Y'all finna be running out errands, so am I. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.